Good evening, and welcome back to MegaFactory Titan, where... What was that line that Angelina Jolie said in one of the Tomb Raiders? I just woke up one morning and hated everything. Kaboom. We need to get rid of it all. It needs to go, because I keep putting it off. So, let's just destroy the whole lot, be done with it, move on from there, shall we? Can you please let me destroy things? Boom, 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 boom. Now, I have been doing... I've got all the stuff stored here, by the way. I haven't just removed the resources. It's all stored here. But I have been doing this angle thing coming in and out, and it's so much better. It's so much better. These were providing goods so much quicker. Really fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. What were you making? Stackable storehouses or warehouses? Stackable warehouses you're making. I don't want that. I don't remember if I wanted that or not. I cannot remember. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because we're going to remove all these as well. So it will destroy the goods inside there. There's a lot of goods inside there, and I can't really do anything about it. Although, well, actually, we could keep the storages. We'll keep the storages for the moment, and the prefabricators we can also just do that there. Got very issues with the move command. I've got it bound to M. It doesn't always work. It always works if I pick it here, but it doesn't always work when I use the command. So yeah. Okay. The one thing I can't move are the gun turrets. They cannot be moved with ammo inside them, which is, I mean, I get it, but it's also annoying. But yeah, I'm also going to go around and we're going to destroy some of these as well. The stackable warehouses that we've got dotted around. Not the ones that got stuff inside. So I can get them all back. This is going to be just staying down here doing its thing. Yeah, that's fine. That can be doing its thing there absolutely perfectly well. Because that's on its own power grid, I believe, as well. So, the vaporized stack was not. That's okay. That's okay. We can put the vaporized stack on this power grid. Like that. There we go. Okay, and then I want to go around and do other things and change other things, because we also want to reclaim some of this here. We've got lots of hydrocarbons. Is that full? That is full of the hydrocarbons. We've probably got some hydrocarbons over here as well still. Possibly, I don't know. I turned all these off. They've all been switched off, so they're not running anymore. But that's still filled up, so yeah, it's fine. We'll move it down here just out of the way for the minute, so we know what we're doing. Okay. A couple of other little things around that I just want to remove. Just go on, get rid of this line for the moment. I got to put loads of stuff back in again. I'm going to remove this in the thermal farm. Oh, bing, bing, bing. That's me click on the floor. You can't delete the floor, doesn't let you. Can't think why. Okay. Things are gone. There we go. Right. Remove that. Remove this. There. And the bridge as well. I can't remove the bridge with thing. What? Oh, okay. Can't remove the bridge with things on top of it. There is nothing on top of it. What are you talking about? Oh, I have to remove the whole bridge in one go. Oh. I was not aware of that. Bling. Okay. So there's that done there. We've got this big stackable warehouse here, which is just full of random stuff. That can come over here too. I'm just trying to make a space, basically. Just trying to make a decent space. This, I think if I delete this line, it's going to be like the whole line, which doesn't actually go anywhere important. So let's do that. And any roads that might be on top of it as well. One turret. I don't know if roads show up. Yes, they do. Roads do show up on the map, so I can zoom out and be like, is there any green? Is there any green? Move the green. No more green. That can go. Okay. Yeah, that can go for the mid. Right, that's fine. Right, so we can also move these because they keep their power when they're moved. At least I hope they keep their power when they're moved. They do. Awesome. Oh, move. Oop. Move. Oop. And move the big station thing there. Okay, so here's our space. Here's our space. Now we can extend this space a little bit up here because we have lots of landfill. In fact, we've got like 1,100 landfill. So I think I might fill in these lakes here. Something like this. That's all good. We're not going to fill in the hole here for the minute. That's fine. But okay, so now we have land here we can build on, so we can definitely build further up here. You've got no power line. That's fine. You've got no power line now. That's not fine, but I'll let it slide for the moment. Get rid of that one there. This is just our landfill maker, so I'm just going to plug that back in directly. What I'd like to do is where we're mining, I'd like to put storehouses. So they have a nice 200 slots so they can do that. And then we will build stackable things down here so they can be expanded. As I said, I can't move these. And if I did destroy them, we also lose the ammunition that's in them. It's only 5 rounds, so it's not terrible. We do have 93 stored, so it's not terrible. It's not terrible. I would also have liked to have mined this all out first. I didn't really. Maybe we can mine that out and get some space going on here, because either that or mine out this over here. Today. But what we're going to do, so how are we going to do this? Well, the idea I have, let's unpause the game and let some things move around, and also let the sun come up. Let the sun come up, let it go along here, see how things are going. That's quite cool. Seeing that at the distance there glowing, quite nice. So what do we want to do? We want to have a system with redundancy with it. And by that, I mean... do whatever there. We want to have storehouses, and all the goods that we mine come down to storehouses. Storehouses go into the smelters or wherever they need to go to. Mostly smelters. I don't think there's any raw things that aren't smelters. So let me build as we go. So we're going to go with stackable storehouses. I don't know why I started making stackable warehouses. I think that might have been a misclick. I should have used the storehouses because that's what I still want to do. No, I think I went to storehouses because of the size, like the physical size of the building. But it's okay. I can do it with stackable warehouses. It's just storehouses. It's just easy. We don't need that much of a storage buffer. The main storage is going to be the warehouses out where we're mining from, and they get moved around. So the idea is going to be, and I don't know where we're going to exactly start because I've got this here. I might mine this up. I might mine all this just into some storage out the way, so we can have more space here. And this is a hole. Let's fill this hole. I did say I wasn't going to do that, but let's fill this hole. Although, oof. That's only 100. That's not too bad. Okay, and we'll probably have to delete some of these mines and put them back down again. So, the pirates, by the way, the pirates are actually coming in with airships now and stealing things from above, which is interesting. They haven't come in and stolen any trash, which would be quite nice. But they did manage to get in and steal some ammo from me, which was very annoying. But yeah, we can't really do a great deal about it. But So we need to. Gun turrets can shoot air things as well. Gun turrets can shoot in the sky, so that's okay. That's good. So what I want to do is build something like this. So we're going to have. Let me just build it in the center here. We can always move it. So we're going to have a stackable storehouse, which is going to store. Let's just go with limestone for the minute. We'll go with limestone. Boom. There you go. And then we're going to have a smelter, which is here. Production. Boom. Smelters. Like this. So I kind of want to have like one here and one here. This is the layout I would like. So we can come out of here and go up to there, and come out of here and go up to there. Which is not output I was hoping for. Maybe we'll have to do more space. But the problem to that is that we have to take into account these, the intermediate storage buffers, which means we need 2 spaces in between these. Which is awkward. Very awkward. Because I'd like 2 smelters per thing, and then we have a storage over here, and then we just output the smelters into the storage. So I don't really know which way I want to go around this. Because the intermediate storage buffers are 2 by 2, it's annoying. I don't know if the next storage buffer, which we were the endpoint storage buffer, it's a 3 by 3. So maybe we should upgrade all to endpoint. Unfortunately, it doesn't use the intermediate buffers. Would be nice if it did. In its recipe, it would be nice if it used them, because we've got loads of them. They're just going to become redundant. 28 of them. And we can't really research this at the moment, I don't think, because it needs it's stuff we can build, but then it would be stuff that we have difficulty making. So maybe I should plan this so that we can put the intermediate storage buffers, the endpoint storage buffers in, which would involve moving these out like that, and then at least changing up these here, because it's going to have a 3 by 3 in the center. So we could just do that, put the 3 by 3 in there, and then do the same on the other side, put a stackable warehouse this side, like that. Maybe, yeah, we could come to the same point and share lanes. That's not a problem, but I want to build some of this tileable. So yeah, so this would go concrete, and this would only do concrete with limestone. Limestone is used in a few things here. Now, the difficulty with building something like this, and then we have limestone here, and then we have building frames here, concrete here. Boom. So concrete, boom, there you go, with just limestone. Boom, like that, there you go, thank you. The difficulty with doing that is that concrete would come here, and then concrete can go off and go to wherever it needs to go to, which concrete is used in a couple of things. Let's click it here. So it's used in making canal, wolf frames, converts flat ground to a canal. Can we fill holes with this hole here that we dug out? Could we fill it with hydrocarbons? Is that a thing? Like this here, can we fill this with hydrocarbons? Move a lake? Is that? I don't know. Yeah. So the concrete is used in a couple of things here, and all of these are made in different places. So like the wall is made in a fabricator, the canal is made in a fabricator, but the building frame is made in a factory. So we can't just put a factory on the end of this, or 2 factories on the end of this, which is kind of how I'd like to do this. Where's our factory? It's there. Yeah, I'd kind of like to do this. Have these both do building frames, but only do it from concrete, because that's the only access you're going to get to. Boom, like that. And then we just do this, and it becomes a repeating cycle, basically. You will go, oh, you go into there, you will go into there, and there we go, like that. And that would work beautifully. It leaves some space in between for our endpoint buffers to go in there, so that we can then buff these up, which would be beautiful. And temporarily, we could move these slightly closer and put the intermediate ones in, just for a temporary solution there. But the problem comes, this would be filtered to be building frames, is that when we need to take the concrete out of here to go to our prefabricators, it needs its own line to come out and go around. And that is a little bit awkward. And it's awkward because it would mean I'd need either a line going through the center and out, or I would need to have a line going up and over, and then the next one down would have to come to the side of it and jump these to join the top line. But I don't want to have like just one line saturated. But it's going to be one line going to the prefabricators anyway, so they're going to be kind of saturated anyway. So either I've got this sort of design, which I like because it's tileable, it's easy enough done. We can put the endpoint storage buffers in here, which means I can't use this gap in here to run things along at all. So either I do this design, or I actually no, I've just kind of had a brainwave as I'm doing this. What if we then ran a line along like this out there? So this obviously would be the line that goes out to whatever the next building is that requires things, maybe to the fabricators, whatever it is. But also here we'd have a line, and all these storages would connect to this line, and the storages below would connect to this line, and then we do the same again, and the same again, and the same again, all the way down till we get to where we want to go to, with all the smelters and things. So this would connect to, say, there, this would connect to there, this would connect to there, so they've all got their own connection to it, and then the other sides would do the same, would connect up to it, and then this line can go down to be the prefabricators. So then, if anything needs limestone down the line, needs concrete down the line, or needs what are these called? Building frames. Building frames down the line, it's got it. It's got building frames, so it can do all that. What are building frames used in? Are they used in anything else? Let's building frames here. Commodity exchange, so they can be sold. They can be used to make many things, and I think this is all prefabricator. So I think that's the end of the line for these here. I don't think there's anything else. No, there's nothing else that's a material. So yeah, lucrative resource. So yeah, there's nothing else. So that would all go into prefabricators, and that would connect up there, and that would be absolutely beautiful. Then with this sort of system as well, we can have lines going in between them the other way, back to the start, which can loop around to go to buildings if they need them. So for instance, we know if we change this to be no, sorry, not the smelters. We change the factories. The factories can become, say, something like the electric motor. The electric motor is used in the wind turbine or the airborne wind turbine, which are both in the prefabricator. But I thought it was also used to make the engine, which is another material. So we need the electric motor to flip back on itself so that it can also be used to make the engine. Like batteries as well. Batteries are sort of third tier if we look at this here. So we got so this is base. This is the first tier. This is the second tier. A battery or an engine would be considered a second or third tier, but it also is used in another thing that's a third tier item, if that makes sense. So we need to figure out that and have a return. But then that would work for us because we could have on this side of the things lines going backwards to connect to things. So that would possibly work. I don't know if that would work or not. We'll have to see. And then for things that require multiple items, obviously we would filter the stackable storehouses with the 2 items, force the division, and stack them. Or if it needs 3 items, it'd be 3 items over there. And then the line that comes along the top can go into these as well. Or in fact, these could have an access to this line coming up to the storehouse as well, so they're getting goods from elsewhere. I think that's going to work for us. I think for us. I think that's going to work for us. So maybe we'll just change this up ever so slightly to be a bit more conformist with the system. We take you off there, down to there. That's pretty close to that, but that's fine. It's not a problem, because then we can come back here and do that. Come back here and do that. You can come down to there. Oh, there you go. So these are the feed lines that we're going to have, and that'll be fine. What I really should do here is not this, because that's pretty dumb. What we should do is probably come out by 3 and then turn in. Like this. And something like that, just so it's not a sharp turn to come in. It's a smoother turn. The diagonals are fine turning but it leaves a bit more space in between for us to get things in there. There is a drawback to this system, is that vehicles would not be able to get into this to help with anything. But to be honest, I don't think we need that, because we shouldn't really have any vehicles coming in. If somebody wants to buy something, what we can always do is have a building on the end, and we can just go, hey, you want 20 reinforced frames, 20 building frames. We can just have building on the end and just go, hey, grab 20 building frames, and then go and deliver it. And then it's just a manual thing we do every now and then. Most of the time it's going to go to prefabricators, I think. So okay, so with that in mind, I'm going to remove our gun turrets, which I have to do. You can't take the bullets out of them. It's not possible. I've tried. We can't do it. And I'm going to move these up by 1. And we can put the endpoint buffers in between for the moment, and then later we will transfer them to be the next ones, which is fine. I also want to put in a power grid, and I'm doing this. Which way do I want to do this? I think I'm going to put the power grid like here, outside each of the stackable warehouses, because it's kind of a dead space. We're not going to use that center point. I could put them in the center as well. That would probably make a bit more sense, actually. What if we put them... Not quite touch like that, so we'd have to do, yeah, like that. I think we'll do this. This will make a little bit more sense, putting them in front of them like that. That will make more sense. So yeah, that'll work. And then we'll have the lines that are, might say, like the limestone, will be connected. It'll be connected to like a single belt, which is going to be saturated early on, but once everything buffers, it shouldn't be. It should only have like limited amount of arms going down it, and then they can just come in and plug into the sides of this here, so that wouldn't be a problem. Doesn't need to connect to this one to then come up to this, although it probably should. So we do like this, and then we connect them onto the end here, which would make a bit of sense, because then if limestone is needed, or anything that's on the external system is needed further down the line, it has access to it. So that makes sense. And then all I want to do is grab all this and then flip it around. And there is a duplicate group mode here, which I've not been using. What you can do with this is you can click, you can drag, and then you can copy and paste. I don't think you can rotate it around. No, you can't rotate it around. So let's duplicate, which is copy this, and we'll put it. I can't tell where it actually physically is, which is a little bit annoying, if I'm honest. I don't know how far away it needs to be from the lines. Like that, we'll do that. There you go. That'll help us line it all up. So select all that, line it up here, and then bring it up to there. Is that right? Yes, that's right. Boff. There you go. Okay. And then we could run another line out from the bottom of this, and have its own line. So each system has its own line, rather than like plugging this one into this central line as well, so we don't overflow the lines. I think that's probably. I think that's how we're going to go with this. It is weird though, because this is. I don't know, because this will come down by one. So yeah, so that's correct. So there's only a one gap in between them, but that's okay. That's okay. So that means our vehicles can actually drive down here because there's a one gap in between them, which means technically all our vehicles can get access to these storages and things. So that's the plan. That's the plan of the system. Hopefully that makes sense. Do let me know whether you think this is going to be a good idea or not, or whether I'm doing something very stupid. Because there might be something I'm just not seeing. If I had realised that I was going to do it this way, I would have copied the line as well at the bottom, so I'll do that for next time. But so we can copy all this as a segment and go along there, and then this will be whatever the next thing is in the line. So cancel concrete. We can't do water. Well, we can do water. Let's just do water. Let's just do exactly as it's going. We'll go down the line and do things. This list increases every time we find something new. So not everything is going to be in the correct order unless we want to reorder things every single time. But at this moment of the building, I'm just going to do water. Simple as that. Okay. So that means you want to be, not that, you want to be water ice. Boom. You're going to be water ice. Water ice could travel down the line if it wants to go down the line. I've just realised what I said about having the line going backwards. So I've messed this up here. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Oof, there you go, because now we want a line on the other side going backwards. Gets access to all these. Do we just want to have this line double back on itself? I think we might just have this line go up and back on itself, and then like this one go up, which means our vehicles won't be able to get to the centre, but that's okay, we don't need to worry about that. So there'll be a line travelling this way as well. Oof. There we go. Okay, and we will have this line here at some point come out and then reconnect to this one here. I don't know where I want to do that. I don't know if I do want to do that. I haven't made my mind up that. I'll leave space for it. We'll leave space for it, so that's fine. We've got space for it, and it's got 2 gaps in between. It should put 3 gaps in between. It's fine. It's fine. We'll do that. So this is going to become water, which means you're going to be storing water, not concrete. And then what does water become? Water is used to make working fluid, to make solid propellant, to make all things that require additional inputs. Like working fluid requires something else that we need to do with, like hydrocarbons. So, well, mind you, that's fluoride hydrocarbon. So it'd be water and sulfur, probably. I think probably water and sulfur. It's going to be. So then this will be making nothing because it's not in those ones. So we'll remove them and we will instead build a refinery. One there, one there. And then this we're doing working fluid. and it just wants to do a single recipe. And that's how we're going to do it. That's how we're going to do it all the way down. Might change this to be rather than water here, do something else, because this is already kind of breaking the conform. But it's fine. It's fine because we're going to need all the items anyway. And that is a lot more space than we currently are using. It's a lot more space that uses. But that is okay, because we obviously have more space up here that we can use now. We can get rid of this limestone up here and use it. I'm going to mine up all this and just store it in something. We're going to try and mine up all the pentolite, all of this sandstone, all this here, so I can fill in these lakes here. I can also fill in this back to, well, basically the edge of these, I think. Although I think they need this space around them. Maybe, unless I'm mistaken. Subsurface well. Extracts resources. What does it extract? It extracts hydrocarbons. Okay. I feel like I've looked at that before. Yeah, the lakeside extractor. I feel like it needs that, so we can fill up to this line here. I might be wrong. We might be able to fill right up to the edge of it, and it can sit on the. It can sit on the bank. Look, it can definitely sit on the bank. The tides that it's showing here are for power generation, not for actual hydrocarbon. So we could fill up right to the edge of it, so it gives us more space here to do things. So we can just start here and go down, and then we can build whatever comes here, and then whatever comes here. Everything will be awesome. So we're going to bring this one to a close here. And wow, I expected this to be way quicker explaining what I was doing here, but I had a plan in my head, and it kind of makes sense. So hopefully this makes sense to you as well. Let me know whether you think this will work, and if you can see any problems with it. Many of you are way ahead of me in the game and have seen if there are problems or things in the future that I might be encountering. Not saying that, you know, I would tell me if it's wrong so I can fix it, because I want to discover bad things. If I discover bad things, then I'll know how to fix them in the future. That's a good thing. But if you see something inherently wrong, like I've just blatantly messed something up here somewhere, let me know, because I don't really want to build all of it, although I'm going to go and build all of it off camera right now. And we might come back to it all not working, but at least if you see it, then I can be like, oh, oops. So yeah. Okay, so this is the plan. Hopefully it'll work. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this one. Hope to see you again in the next one. Until then, as always, have fun.